Another quick MIDI demonstration on Pro Tools. Thank you, Phoenix, for showing me how to do this, and thank you, Viridiana, for showing me how to do this, and thank you also, Ali, for showing me this. I didn't realize you could do it. I think this is only for newer versions of Pro Tools, like the ones in the lab. The older version in my office doesn't do it. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import a new MIDI file. So I've created a new session. There's no tracks. I'm going to create a new track. I'm going to create a stereo instrument track. And I'm going to create a stereo master fader as well. I always want to have that. Master fader, create. And so there's my instrument track. I'm going to create an insert there for multi-channel plugin, instrument, X-Band 2 stereo. All right, so that brings up my X-Band. I'm going to just minimize that for now. All right, I'm going to move the master track up top. Well, actually, I can't do that yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import my MIDI file. So I'm going to click File, Import, MIDI. I'm going to choose Battery, which I downloaded from freemidi.org. I'm going to click Open. I'm going to click OK. And there it is. Let's see, I still have my instrument track up here and my master fader up here. I'm going to drag the master fader up top. All right, so I'm going to start out. I've got my instrument here. This says acoustic guitar, and it's my first MIDI track. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to drag my MIDI track, the notes from the MIDI, up to my instrument track. Now I can play those notes on the instrument. So if I were to play this, that's the default instrument. I don't want that. I want an acoustic guitar. So I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to choose guitars. I'm going to choose, let's just find 12-string acoustic. See how that sounds. Okay, that actually sounds kind of good for what I'm looking for. So now I'm going to create a new audio track. I'm going to click Track, New, Stereo Audio Track. I'm going to click Create, and I'm going to put that stereo audio track. It showed up right above here. I want to put that directly beneath this acoustic guitar track. So here's my acoustic guitar MIDI notes. I've actually moved them up to instrument for now. Watch this. This is the coolest thing. I just learned it today, and I want to share it. This is going to save hours and hours of time on Pro Tools. So if I drag this now using my handle tool, my grabber tool, I'm going to drag this down onto the audio track. I can't drag it directly from my MIDI track, but I can grab it from my instrument track. So what that did is it just bounced these notes onto this track using the audio from this instrument over here. So if I were to play that back, I'll mute this and I'll click play over here. Let's see what we've got. Sounds pretty good. All right, so now I've got my acoustic guitar. I'm going to mute that. I'm actually going to drag this down to here so that I have my instrument track clear again. I'm going to do the same thing with acoustic guitar 3 and 4. Okay, so this comes in next on the side. I'm going to drag it up to the instrument track. I'm going to play it. I'm not going to mute it anymore. I'm going to mute this one. And I'm going to play this one and see what kind of acoustic guitar sound I want. I'm going to choose a different one just to be different. I could probably go with that one, but I don't want to. I'm going to go with steel strings down here. All right, let's play it again. Let's hear how it sounds together. I'm going to go with medium steel. Let's see how that sounds different. Let's try hard medium nylon pick, see how that sounds. I don't know how it's going to sound. I think I want a steel. Okay, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to go back to my grabber tool. I'm going to drag these MIDI notes from the instrument down to my new audio track. So I have to, first of all, I should name this audio track as Guitar 1. Acoustic. And then I've got to name this 12-string nylon. I forgot what it was. That's where I should have done that first. But I think it was 12-string nylon. But anyway, that's what it's called now. So now I'm going to create a new audio track. Track, new, stereo, audio track, create. Drag these notes down from here to here. It's going to automatically bounce that so that it records the audio from this steel string guitar. All right, so now I'm going to drag these notes back to here. And so the notes are going to stay on my MIDI track. I'm going to mute that MIDI track. I'm going to make it small so it gets out of my space. I'm going to mute that. I don't need the MIDI tracks to have, I don't need them to be large. I just need them to be out of my way for now. And let's hear how these sound together. Okay, and so if you know the song, the next thing that comes in is the next acoustic guitar, which is here. So I'm going to grab my grabber tool. I'm going to drag this up onto my instrument track. I'm going to create a new track, which is a new audio track, stereo. Create. And here's my new audio track. I'm going to leave it right underneath acoustic guitar 4. Before I do that, I should rename this audio track. This is Guitar 2 Acoustic, and this is medium steel string. I'm going to click OK. And so then acoustic guitar 4, these notes are here. I've got to find a different acoustic guitar. I could use the same one, but I'm going to try to find a different one. So I'm going to choose, let's try 12-string acoustic again. Let's try double 12 and see what that sounds like. So it's going to play these notes from here. I'm going to mute this other guitar, mute this one, just see what it sounds like. I'm just dragging through here. Let's play it again. Let's play it again until I find one I like. I'm going to just go into the menu. I've got a long list of guitars that aren't going to go there. Let's try soft steel string. I'm going to try guitar at home, see what that feels like. I might as well go with medium steel string again. There's not a heck of a lot of difference. There's a noticeable difference, but for this, I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to take this now. This is medium steel string. I'm going to drag these notes from the instrument track. Whoops, did I create my new audio track? I did, audio 2. I'm going to drag it down to here. It's going to bounce that in a second. Whoops, did I drag it to the wrong spot? Undo. Drag it down to audio 2. I should have this larger. It's easier to see. I'll drag these notes down from there to there, and it's going to bounce that right here automatically way faster than it would be in real time. I'm going to change this guitar 3 acoustic. This is actually guitar 4 according to the MIDI notes, so I'm just going to label that correctly. Click OK. I forgot to tell what kind it was. Medium steel string. I think that's what it was, right? Medium steel string, 06, medium steel string. So there's that. I'll click OK. And then let's see what they sound like. So I've got, let's Let's drag this back down to the MIDI track where it goes. I'll mute that MIDI track. I'll smallify this track. That's a real word, I made it up. I stole it from The Simpsons. And here we go. Let's see. Oops. All right, and so if you know the song, you're probably waiting for this one right here, electric guitar 1 to kick in, electric guitar 2 and 3, solo 1, and bass. They all kick in, and the entire tenor of the song changes. It's a thing of beauty if you like Metallica, and let's see what it does. It is just very cool. Let me, I'm going to drag this electric guitar from the MIDI track up to instrument track. All right, and so from this instrument track, I'm going to choose which guitar I want. So I'm going to start it here. I want an electric sounding guitar, so I'm going to choose one that sounds like the real thing. Let's try Wall of Power. Not what I'm looking for. I'm actually going to try overdriven guitar. Sounds kind of like the real thing, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to drag this down. I've got to create a new audio track first. Track, new stereo audio track. Create. I'm going to put this underneath electric guitar 1, so it shows up where I want it to show up. I'm going to call it Elec 139, I think it is. Overdriven guitar, plus 39 overdriven guitar. All right. And then I'll just drag these notes down. Let's just hear what it sounds like. Oops, I forgot to do the other step, so let me undo that drag. I forgot to drag these notes from here onto the audio track. And now it's going to bounce those notes onto the audio track, so it's recording that 65 times faster than real time, which is insanely fast and very time saving. So now I'll drag this back to its MIDI track where it goes, and I'll play this song from probably about here. All right, so you get the idea of how to do it. I'm going to show you what it sounds like. I'm going to save this. I'm going to open a recent one, which is MIDI Test Metallica. This is one where I've done the whole thing. So here's what it would sound like if we were to do that whole thing with all the instruments on it, drums, guitars. Here it comes. Battery by Metallica. This is a really cool new technique that I've learned this semester. Thank you guys very much for teaching me that. I hope you can benefit from it as well. Enjoy. Pro Tools is powerful stuff.